Welcome back, Germantown High School. We're proud to have you back on campus. Yes, this year's a little different. We're back with mask in hand and on face and over mouth and nose, but unfortunately, that's the reality we live in under the cloud of COVID. Hopefully, very soon we will have a new outlook, but until then, please, please help me out by masking up. Each year I get the honor and privilege of welcoming back our returning students and welcoming brand new students to our campus. This year is no different. Welcome to Germantown High School family. Students, whether you're a freshman, senior, junior, sophomore, you are part of our family. When you put on that Red Devil uniform on the athletic field or in the academic classroom, or you just put on a t-shirt that says Germantown High School, you are a part of that Red Devil family, and welcome. And thank you for being here. One of the big challenges each year is helping us realize how quickly this time will fly. Students that are freshmen, you're coming in, you're wide-eyed, you're scared, you're excited. At the end of the day, in 4 years, you're going to be sitting where those seniors are today. Seniors, you're sitting on the edge. Within a matter of a few months, you're going to be walking across the stage. You're going to be attending prom. You're going to be going out into the world. Sophomore and juniors, we've told you to stay the course, and you have. My message to each of you is this. As we make our challenges and as we cross those bridges and as we run into barriers this year, remember, stay the course. What does that mean? Staying the course means we're preparing you for the next step, for the next phase in your life. As you get ready to go out into the real world, my number one goal is to make sure that you are ready to break through those barriers. Because I'm looking at the future of our country, the future of our city. As we stand here today, we're preparing you to break through those barriers and be the best and be Germantown strong. We are the Red Devils. Welcome back, Red Devils. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on campus with your smiling faces. Have a great day.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Gore, and I'm here to remind you about the Honor Code. Your teachers will also be going over it with you, so I'll be brief and focus on what teachers don't normally tell you. So first, as a general reminder, the Honor Code itself is about honesty, doing your work, expecting credit only for doing the right thing, the right way, with the right people. If you're copying your work from the internet or other students without citing your work, you're not doing the right thing. If you're trying to provide yourself with unauthorized assistance on a test, you're not taking the test the right way. It is important to us that you do things the right way because the work you turn in is often the best indicator of whether you master a topic or not. If you cheat and give someone else your work, your teacher is not deciding how to help you based on where you need help, but they're basing it on what the other person knows. That's a good way to ensure your teacher is ineffective at helping you because they're working off of the wrong information. Your teacher will go over the Honor Code in more detail, and we have videos on our school website that explain the relevant topics as well. So I'll just jump straight to warning you about a few common scams with the Honor Code and how to protect yourself. They all tend to center around students trying to get you to send them their work. If a student says they don't understand the assignment and they need to see your paper, homework, etc., as an example, don't send your work. It's safe to explain the assignment to them or give them ideas of how to start, such as what questions you ask yourself when you were brainstorming. But if it's paper, you might even have an example from your teacher that you can share. But if you send your own work and the other kid steals it, it's hard to argue you didn't want them to use your work if you voluntarily sent it. That would get you an Honor Code infraction and a 0 on the assignment. The other thing we've recently seen is a lot of people logging in as you and stealing your files and thus your work. Don't give your password out to anyone. Make it unique and secure, and don't let anyone know it, any more than you would tell people your bank password. And if you're one of those people who likes the password 1234 or your date of birth, everybody can guess that password. Don't do it. Use a real password. If you need help changing your password from the default, see the librarians. Finally, don't get an Honor Code infraction, but if you do and you believe the teacher gave you the infraction unfairly, there is an appeal process. The full steps are outlined on our school website, but the quick explanation is that you need to send me an email requesting the appeal. To make the request, make it clear. Don't be vague. I suggest something like, I want to appeal. Tell me which assignment you're appealing. And finally, you must be the one to appeal. Your mom can't do it for you, and that's just because when I've let parents start the process in the past, the student is often unprepared when I call them down to share their side. I want you ready and with the best chance for success.
Hello, I am Ms. Fain, your 12th grade administrator. The standards for Shelby County Schools dress reflect common sense and a concern for each student's comfort, safety, cleanliness, and sense of modesty. There is a strong relationship between neat, appropriate attire and a positive learning environment. Apparel or appearance, which tends to draw attention to an individual rather than a learning situation, must be avoided. Students at Germantown High School have been given the privilege of wearing the clothes of their choosing, and we would like for this to continue. However, the following issues will not be tolerated: shirts that reveal cleavage, midsections, inappropriate artwork, or have no sleeves. If any part of a shirt or pants is transparent or cut out, another shirt or pants that cover the exposed areas must be worn underneath. This includes shirts that lace up. Pants that sag below the waistline are not tolerated. Head attire is limited to headbands that are 2 inches wide or less and headwear worn for religious reasons. Yoga pants and leggings can be worn if a shirt covers the entire buttock at the time it is worn. Skirts and shorts must be no more than 4 inches above the knee and must remain at that length when the student is walking or running. Always remember, masks must be worn at all times. The only exception is when eating or drinking in the cafeteria. Student harassment, sexual harassment, discrimination, intimidation, bullying, or cyberbullying will also not be tolerated. Examples include conduct aimed at defining a student in a sexual manner, or any conduct motivated by any actual or perceived characteristic, including but not limited to race, color, religion, ancestry, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, a mental, physical, or sensory disability, or socioeconomic status. Seniors, Johnstons will be at GHS the following days for graduation and class ring information. They will be here Thursday, August 26th during senior night, Friday, September 10th at 7:30 a.m., and again to collect funds on Thursday, September 16th and Friday, September 17th. Go Red Devils.
With regard to discipline, my message is be part of the solution. Don't make things worse. Everyone makes mistakes, and you would be surprised at how willing people are to forgive others who own up to what happened and are willing to learn from their mistakes. I'm not saying that if you mess up there will never be a consequence, but I will say that the overwhelming majority of major punishments we give out come from situations that did not have to get that bad. So regarding phones, the expectation is that you will keep your phone put away when you're on campus unless a teacher or administrator asks you to use your phone for school purposes, such as logging your seat at lunch or doing a Kahoot. If you mess up and get caught texting during class, don't argue with the teacher, just say I'm sorry and change your behavior. Then silently remind yourself that board policy mandates that the consequence for a cell phone violation is confiscation of your phone. If the teacher asks for the phone, give up the phone. But saying I'm sorry and stopping the behavior can go a long way to helping the teacher forget to collect your phone, especially if this is your first time or at least cell phone infractions are rare for you. Don't take a situation where you will be getting your phone back tomorrow and turn it into an out-of-school suspension by refusing to give up the phone. It's not worth all that. If you feel a teacher is in the wrong, whether that be regarding phones or in any other way, be wise in how you address it. Don't fly off the handle and don't be rude. Even if the teacher is in the wrong, if you're kind and polite, you encourage them to want to correct the situation. My advice is to come to see your grade level administrator or ask your parent to help the situation. Similarly, if you need us to help you avoid problems, we love solving problems before they happen. I see this most often when students are getting mad at each other, a fight is brewing. You would be surprised how easy it is to prevent fights if we know in advance. And it's a great way to keep kids from getting in trouble. If you suspect that anything could boil over, let your teacher or an administrator know and we can mediate for you. Just to say it again, if we keep something from happening, no one gets in trouble and everybody wins. Another area you can help contribute to the situation is our students don't get food deliveries and you can't sell items here at school. It sounds petty, but these are here to protect you. If you get food delivered, you're asking somebody we don't know to find you and give you a bag containing items that we don't know what it is. Even if it's your mama, we don't know her and we can't let her walk around with other people's children. We have food in the cafeteria and you won't go hungry, so you cannot have food delivered. Selling on campus is prohibited for similar reasons. We don't know what's in the thing you're selling. It's not safe for you to walk around with a wad of profits just waiting for someone to steal them. Another way you can avoid issues is to be wise in your texts and social media. The best standard is, would you want to see or hear your grandmother doing these things? That will help you avoid posts and text that could cause you problems. We've all heard of adults who were fired or canceled because something they said when they were in high school or sometimes even before that. And then, while I started by saying that you can usually avoid major consequences if you just own up to your mistakes and learn, there is an exception. And that is, if you come to school high or bring any kind of drug on campus, we are required to give you a 180-day suspension. That means you wouldn't be able to attend prom. Graduation ceremonies are a privilege, they're not a right. So if you are suspended, or if you've just been acting the fool enough that we can't trust you, it's easier to keep you from walking than to worry about whether or not you'll act right. Don't lose those opportunities because of something dumb you did. In conclusion, let me just remind you to always be part of the solution. If you can make a mistake, if you do make a mistake, don't make things worse. And to let you in on a little secret, the more kids we have who are trying to do the right thing, the easier it is to let little things slide because we can trust that even if we do nothing, it won't happen again. So be part of the solution.
Hello students, my name is Nelba Thomas. I'm in charge of student attendance and 10th grade discipline. Today we're going to go over some important information regarding your attendance. School starts at 7:15. You're expected to be in your seat for homeroom or first period at 7:15. The front circle car line is always crowded, and if you're a car rider, you and your parent need to strive to be in that car line no later than 6:50 a.m. Students who are late to school or class will be marked tardy and subject to consequences. Students are not allowed in the buildings before 7 a.m. If you arrive earlier than 7 a.m., you can go to the cafeteria and have breakfast, or you'll need to wait in the front circle courtyard until the 7 a.m. bell sounds. Anytime you are absent from school, when you return, you should present a note to your first period or homeroom teacher. A note from your parent, please, if you're absent. All absences are coded as unexcused until a note is received from your parent. If your parent emails to let us know that you're not at school, your parent needs to email the attendance office also and include Mrs. Alexander, our attendance secretary. Her email address is alexandergl@scsk12.org. Notes must be received within 2 days of an absence. Beyond 2 days, only a doctor's note will suffice to receive an excused absence. 3 days of unexcused absences will cause you to be placed on the truancy list. Please be sure your parent always emails Mrs. Alexander when you're not at school. According to board policy, only the following reasons constitute excused absences: personal illness of the student, death or serious illness in the student's immediate family, recognized religious holiday or event, a validated court appearance of the student. You're tardy after 7:15 a.m. If you arrive to school later than 7:25 a.m., you must sign in late in the attendance office in C building. You will need a note from your parent explaining the reason for your late arrival. Students who are not in class when the bell rings are considered tardy and subject to the consequences of the tardy policy. You're expected to be in your seat when the bell sounds to begin the class period. Those not in class when the bell sounds to begin class are considered tardy. This is the tardy policy. Students who are habitually late to class are missing instructional time. The first tardy will be dealt with by your teacher. Tardies are going to be dealt with in this manner. For the first offense, your teacher is going to give you a verbal warning. If you're lucky, you'll get a few. Your teacher is then going to call your parent. After your teacher has given you a warning and called your parent, she is then going to refer you to an administrator. An administrator will call for you and issue these consequences. You're considered habitually tardy by the time you get to an administrator. When you see an admin, the first thing we will do is give you lunch duty. The second time you see an admin, you will get Friday detention. The fifth offense, or your third time to see an admin, you'll get 1 day of ISS. For your sixth offense, 3 days of ISS. Seventh offense, 3 days of ISS. If you continue to be late, you're subject to additional measures, which could include out-of-school suspension. Tardies do start over every semester. For early dismissal or checkout, students who plan to leave school for family or medical reasons must bring a note to the attendance office before 7 a.m. requesting checkout permission. The note should have the student's name and first and last name, date of absence, parent phone number, and a copy of the parent's driver's license. All notes must be confirmed before a student is allowed to leave campus. If your parents come into school to pick you up for an appointment, they'll need to come to C office to do that. Hall passes. Do not be out of class without one. Your teacher must give you a permission slip, a signed hall pass to leave their classroom. After school expectations. At the end of 7th period, all students are to exit campus via their assigned bus or with their student or parent driver. All students should be off campus by 2:30 p.m. Students are not allowed in any buildings, including gyms, after schools dismiss. Students not under the direct supervision of a coach or faculty member after 2:30 must report to the front circle courtyard for parent pickup. Unsupervised students on campus after 2:45 p.m. will be subject to disciplinary measures, which may include transfer revocation. Remember these things. You should be in your class, ready to begin work daily at 7:15 a.m. If you're absent from school, your parent should email Mrs. Alexander. You must be in class when the bell sounds to begin the period. Let's have a great school year. Go Red Devils.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Schoonover, and I'm the testing coordinator for GHS. This is a reminder for you to pay attention to all the information regarding testing, testing dates, and testing opportunities to practice. For the ACT for seniors, you'll have your first ACT or your fall ACT on October 5th. The PSAT is going to also be in October, and we'll have signups shortly. Please make sure that you're listening for all of the updates so that you don't miss an opportunity. We appreciate you being here, and we hope you have a great year. Thank you.
And a few reminders as far as 12th graders. Senior Parent Night will be virtual on August 26th. The link will be posted on our website. Ms. Odom, the 12th grade counselor, will be available that night during open house for all questions and communication. And regarding all of you, if you need to talk to your counselor is here to help you, whether that be with class information, whether that be with social emotional issues, things that you're facing. We will have counselor information as well if you need to email or call them. Will be on your screen. You can come see your counselor in V building in the guidance office. And please use your SCS email when you do that. And that's just for privacy, so that we know it actually came from you rather than some third party and we're not sure who that is. Thank you.